Right, so we're going to start by going back and having a look at lesson 10.2, forces as vectors. And this basically says that any vector, right, which you'll be familiar with from previous work we've done on vectors, can be written as a combination of an I component and a j component. So how far to the right we've gone, if we call that x, and how far up we've gone, call it y. Then our black vector would be xi plus yj. And this can also be true of the forces. So forces can apply in different directions. We can think of them as vectors because they have a direction and they have a magnitude, so the magnitude being the amount the force is. So it's very easy for us to do that. So if we have a look at example number 3 in lesson 10.2, what you'll see is that it talks about 4 different forces all acting on an object together, which is in equilibrium. So equilibrium means that all forces are going to be balanced, and it asks to find the values of A and B. So we've got 4 vectors all acting at the same time. So we're going to do something called resolving those vectors, which is to add them all together. And if they're in equilibrium, it means that either the object is not moving or it's moving with a constant velocity, but there's no acceleration. And that means that the forces must be equal to 0, so 0i and 0j. Or if I do it using column vectors, which I think is easier in this case, it's more visual, right, we can see that if I write out these 4 vectors from the top, that will be equal to 0, 0. And if that whole thing is equal to 0, 0, the only way is if the top by itself is equal to 0, 0 and the bottom by itself is equal to 0, 0. So I can take the equation from the top line, my 2, 4, minus 3 and a, and that all adds up to make 0. So this is 3 plus a equals 0, so a must be negative 3. Meanwhile, we can look at the bottom line and we get that 3 plus minus 1 plus 2 plus b is equal to 0. And so this is 4 plus b equals 0. So b equals minus 4. Okay, and that's what the question asks us to do. Find the value of a and b. So a is minus 3 and b is minus 4.